So tell them what you did in the military. It's not to say you're in the military. Like, tell them what you did. Like,
Oh, tell us what you're allowed to tell us.
Yeah. So,
I mean, tell them what you're not. I mean, he talks openly.
yeah, I mean, it depends on the format, right? Sometimes some things you can talk about.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So I spent 20 years in the military. The biggest part of that, working for the Office of Special Investigations. If you guys don't know what that is, it's the original Men in Black, right? So our organization did all the UFO stuff back in the 60s and Project Blue Book.
Guess got better and better.
Yeah. We do all that.
I'm sorry, you said an hour? You can go.
I
He's
know,
staying.
I know.
He's staying for the whole thing.
I'm just going to get high and enjoy this.
Yeah. They do all the research technology protection. It's all the Area 51 spooky stuff. But the organization is cool. We're a mixture between like FBI, CIA. We're federal law enforcement agents. I ended up doing most of that time. I was counter-espionage. I was a counter-espionage case officer. So I was a spy. And I'd go behind enemy lines, build human informant networks, put them in terror cells, work with special forces to get them killed and captured. No, I'm good, brother. I'll be sleeping back here cuddling you guys.
It's okay.
But yeah, so I, 6 tours in the war, over 1,000 days. I got blown up, couldn't walk for almost a week, some traumatic brain injury, Purple Heart. I just loved it, couldn't get enough
This is
of
like
it.
Afghanistan or which
Iraq and Afghanistan
Okay.
both, yeah. And
Okay.
then
back
40.
back to back, pretty much.
Yeah, oh yeah. I traveled 200 days a year for the better part of 2 decades and over 40 countries. And,
They give
yeah.
you your lobster and steak or whatever.
Oh yeah, surf and turf for every Friday. Yeah, of course.
You're like, oh shit, we're going now. We're going.
Yeah.
It's happening.
That's right. Yeah, so that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Well, it's It's a big nutshell.
That's a big fucking nutshell.
Yeah.
I'd like that. I'd like to see that nut.
And you went in when you were like, you started young and went in like.
Yeah, I signed up at 17, and
Okay,
then
that's
right
young.
the day after I graduated high school, I left. Yeah,
Right. So, and where are you coming from?
Texas.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah.
And then and so 20 years you said, and then did you get? Because of all the different injuries along the way, did you get taken care of on the way out? Or
I did, yeah. So I did 20 years, and I retired, but I medically retired because it was just more beneficial. Like you come out with a disability already, and then instead of getting like 50% of your base pay, I get 70 and all this kind of stuff. And so my medical records are like 4,000 pages long, and it was kind of a better path for me. And we can talk more about it and kind of how we got here, but I was done.
What can you tell us about UFOs?
They're real.
Right to it. No foreplay.
Yeah.
No anything. Just straight to it.
No, raw dog.
Let's hear. Okay, Vince.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
You're welcome anytime. You want to.
Yeah. Man, I could tell you all kinds of stuff about UFOs. Where you want to start?
At the beginning, that UFOs exist.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They do exist.
Well, something's going on. Does anyone know what's going on?
I don't know. So I can tell you we don't know, right? Because these things are
We as in like the government, the military, the people like yourself at the higher levels.
Yeah, I mean-
We are the Men in Black.
Yeah,
Yeah. Black don't know.
Yeah. Of course, I had all the clearances and stuff, but they compartmentalize, right?
Yeah.
So you only need to know what you need to know, and on the investigation side, it's extremely difficult, right? So imagine, I don't know, some UFO comes over and turns off a nuclear silo, and some soldier sees it. And so you roll out to do the investigation. This is from a law enforcement standpoint. And you're like, so what happened? You're like, this disc came over and just turned everything off, and then it just blooped out of existence. Like, what the fuck do you do with that? Like, did you get a photo of it?
Hold on. Is
No.
it BLOOPED out of existence?
Bloop.
Is
Yeah,
that the
yeah, just
technical?
fucking,
Okay.
yeah.
Good. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
And
write that down. Sarge.
Yeah.
It is blooped.
yeah,
Okay.
it blooped that way, and then you're like, okay, well, what do I do with that? And then, even if you got a picture of one of these things, and let's say there was some crazy ass writing on it. We all been to Meow Wolf. There's all kinds of crazy writing in that joint. So you don't know, like it could be an enemy, drone or something, and they're just disguising.
What about that thing in Brazil? What's the deal with that? That ball.
the crash thing or what? Which one?
They have this ball that's about that big.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
that.
they've got it,
Uh-huh.
and it has writing all over it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was floating. They have a video of it. It's kind of floating around. It kind of looks very like could be helium or something, because it's not doing anything crazy. It's not
Yeah.
pew pew pew. It's not doing right angles or anything. It's kind of
Right.
like, oh, and
Yeah.
then you see it. It hits the ground. They pick it up. Of course, the first thing you do is like, oh yeah, Elliot thing, gotta go grab it.
Let's
Like,
touch it.
let's touch
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Let's-
Yeah,
hold
that's
on.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, no salty.
And
Yeah.
it has some like weird like seam on it, so that it's not. It's definitely not like, oh my god, that could never be made in a million years. You can fucking, especially with 3D printers now, they could pretty
Yeah.
much come up with something you would never
Yeah, yeah,
imagine
yeah.
could have ever been made on Earth. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
with structures, but it does have anomalies about it. They've
Yeah.
been and they haven't opened it up yet.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
let's fucking open that bitch up. Let's see what's inside.
I mean, maybe they have. They just hadn't said anything. And
all the
government's
South American sort of UFO things are pretty weak though. Like they showed those little statue things; those
Yeah.
look terrible. That was the lamest ever. You were
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like, what? It's
yeah.
like somebody like dipped an Elmo doll in concrete or something. It had like nothing about it. Looked really.
I just want to say, Vince asked you if UFOs existed 3.5 minutes ago. You've dodged the question.
No, I said
He
they
said
were
right
real.
away. He said right away. He
I said
"They're
right
real."
away.
They're I
real.
want to know, where do we go? Who knows what? How do we? What?
Yeah.
You need a little more.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know. I mean, these things are so advanced. Again, like, unless one crashes and some little green man jumps out, it's like, hey, I'm Bob. I'm from Mars.
No, it's not Bob. It's Paul.
Paul too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's all a movie. Yeah, but you don't know, right? And so we don't know if it's enemy technology or what it is. If it's man-made or like we just don't know. And so until you can do it, and the problem is like, and some of this I gotta be careful what I say here, but like I heard a story about a UFO that was in another country, okay, that likes to kick a little ass. And of course, they want to shoot this fucking thing down, right? So as soon as the airplanes like lock into it, like Top Gun, it just turns them off, and then it bloops out of existence. Like
Once again,
Blooped again.
Bloop again.
like,
Okay.
but again, like, what do you do with that? Like to the point they couldn't recover the airplanes, they had to like jump out or something, and so
So they
like,
turned off the plane completely. Like
Yeah.
it was like it shut down.
yeah,
its
like it
engines,
didn't
everything.
blow them up, nothing.
No, just-
and it
That's the beginning of the new Battlestar Galactica. When the Cylons come back
Yeah.
and the Vipers are gone, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna Cylons coming in." They go boop boop,
Yeah.
and all the Vipers turn off.
Right,
and they're
right,
just
right.
floating like
Right.
They're
Yeah.
all gone.
Yeah, I guess just to sum it up, we don't know. Like at the ground level, there might be some weirdos, some 6 people in a basement somewhere that might know the full picture. The rest of us are stuck, doing the investigation and pulling in.
You heard it
whatever
here.
can.
You heard it here first. There's
Yeah.
6 weirdos in a
Yeah.
basement
Yeah.
somewhere that know everything.
That would be my assumption.
I
That's
think-
true for all things.
He gave it
You know?
away.
Is it
That's true
us?
for all things.
We
Are we
need to
those
have
weirdos?
AI search the database for any use of the word bloop,
Yeah.
Bloop,
and we
bloop.
track back, and that's how we're going to find where these
Maybe I'll start that trend now. That's a new scientific term.
Bloop.com.
UFO.
And-
Remember, you have 24 seconds to buy it before they hear
So
it.
were you actually doing were you going physically to Area 51?
No,
or were were just-
so like I said, I was a spy, and so the reason we
I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
well, I can't,
He said it.
I can't now because I'm retired.
How about that one guy that's on all the TV shows
Yeah.
that's a spy? That's
Not a spy.
That looks like he's like some trendy dude with a big hair. You
What was
know?
it that they say about James Bond? Everyone knows him, so he
Not
must
a
be the
spy.
worst spy.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm retired now, so I can talk a little bit more about that. But the reason, so this is why OSI got that Men in Black kind of fable. So back in the 50s and 60s, it's atomic era, Soviets, and we're all trying to race to get the bomb. And so at Area 51, we were building all the stealth aircraft, SR-71s and the B-2s, everything that we have today. We were working on that technology, and they were testing it out of there. And so there was something like 17,000 reports during Project Blue Book, and 11 or 12,000 of them were us.
Right.
And so we would show up just to see,
Pretend, yeah.
making sure that our secrets aren't getting out. They're not taking pictures of our aircraft. And then, but there was something like, even back then, like 800 incidents that were just like, well, we don't know what this is. And if you look at some of their old stuff, it's like blurry photographs, and again, the farmers like it went that way, took my cow and went
It
that way or
blooped.
whatever. yeah. And so again, the same problem was that, and the finding was there's no proof that these are extraterrestrial in nature or a threat to us in any way, or that was not man-made, because we couldn't prove it. It doesn't mean it's not what was happening. It's just it's
There
not what
was-
you know. What
Well,
you
I mean,
can
if you
prove.
go back to like 1990 and you compare it to now and you look at the technology that we have, we've got some freaking pretty crazy advancements, which are like somebody's talking to somebody somewhere. Like, just tell me the secret of how we're gonna do it, because it's like there's some shit that's happening now that you'd like.
Yeah.
Are like, dude, this is, if you thought of, like, if you went back into medieval times with a phone, you'd be like the most fucking amazing sorcerer in the world, right? It's like, and the fact that we're communicating, like, it ain't no big deal,
Yeah.
and like, you know, I don't know. So, okay.
Dude, if you had a phone like this in like 1999, you would be a sorcerer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
If you had a phone like this 5 years ago,
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
What's
Yeah.
funny is my friend Mark would be out, and he went to Japan. I think it was around 97 or something like that, and maybe a little earlier, 97, 90, and he came back, and he was like, Adam, dude, you're a phone guy. Like, and this is back when I had the big Ericsson giant fucking block phone thing, and he was like, dude, they have cameras on the fucking phones, videos. It was like it was just at that time period where it was like, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "Dude, it's crazy." And it was like, it was like stuff that nowadays people just be like, "Of course it has it." I mean, what are you kidding me? Like, you can get a burner phone that has all that for $40. You know?
Yeah. I heard
hold
this-
on. I don't think we could use technology going backwards to prove anything to do with UFOs. I had this conversation with
Yeah,
he
you
called
could.
himself a technologist. And what he said is that everything, every bit of technology, you can just trace it back to actually when it, roll it backwards. There's no like all of a sudden they handed us microchips before we had
Right.
microchips. There was a progression all the way up.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
so I'm not saying it doesn't disprove the blooping theory.
Yeah.
But we can't roll that one back.
Well, let me ask
know?
you, what do you guys think they are?
Orbs.
Yeah, whatever Vinny said, I
Did you
agree.
say orbs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There's orbs. There's craft. There's
Tic Tacs. There's like
there's all
some that's
kinds
like
of shit.
yeah. There's all kinds. Yeah, there's all kinds.
Yeah.
We see
There
them
was
coming
orbs.
up out of the water and all kinds of
There
shit.
was
May-
orbs
maybe
out at
before-
the hemp fields.